Guys, look at it. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, it's gonna look good. Boom. So no more dealing with gauges right next to the steering wheel. That was kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. And nope, that's it. So, what's going on with the 240? There's been a lot of issues that have popped up with this 240. Initially, I took it in to get diagnosed after it misfired for the first time. It started bogging down nearly at idle, and so I immediately just looked for the nearest shop that had a good reputation. Found Car Care of Lawton, which I thought was just going to be like okay shop, but it's actually really nice. Drove it over, hobbled the car over to them and had them diagnose it. They found a vacuum leak in the intake manifold gasket, and the big thing is they found vacuum leaks in cylinders 2 and 3 because of the fuel injection seal kits. So they quoted me for the parts. Then they quoted me this really low price for doing all the repairs themselves. And so I decided to hand over the car and have them put in the parts. 1 week later, they got parts shipped into them, and I thought, cool, it'll be set for the weekend. But unfortunately, the O-rings that they got were twice as big as they had to be, so they had to order more. Then another week later, another set came in that were the right size, but it only had 2 fuel injection seal kits. So they had to order more. And then, no joke, another week later, they got 2 and they were the right size, so I thought, alright, it's all set, everything's going to start going back into the car. Unfortunately, that's not how it went, because the intake manifold gasket that they got worked perfectly except for one bolt hole, which was 1/4 of an inch off, so they had to order another one. On top of that, something started causing the battery to drain constantly. So it's a new battery too. It's L15, so that's from last year. But for some reason it's draining, so they have to jump it to just get the car to start. Even to get like the windows to roll up, they have to jump it. But there is a silver lining to this. I promise, there is a silver lining to this. So what I've been doing is I've been taking parts into them, and they just throw them on the car while waiting for the other parts to come in. So it's not entirely wasted time of the car just sitting on the lift. So far, they have cleaned off the MAF and the throttle body sensor. They put in a new engine SP air filter that I gave them. They'll do a full compression test. They'll throw on an NRG 350mm steering wheel with the Gen 3 quick release. So as of right now, the gauges are on either side of the steering column, and instead I'm going to get them mounted where the radio used to be. Biggest thing, the absolute biggest thing, is they're going to install an AFR, wideband AFR. So that's the Innovate Motorsport MTXL wideband AFR, so I can see how rich or lean I'm running. And that leaves the question, what does this leave for me to do? Well, it actually leaves a lot. You either see the normal stock taillights, or you see the 180 SX Type X type taillights. And you don't really see as many Altezza taillights, so that's why I chose Altezza. And it's smoked, so it's a little darker. Then, after that, I'm going to bang out all the drift damage from the previous owner. I'm going to sand down all of that, fill it with primer, fill it with body filler. Make sure that everything's smooth surface. Then I'm going to paint the car. What color am I going to paint the car? I'll leave that for you guys to find out, but trust me, it's going to look really good, especially with the Altezza smoke taillights and then the black that you see on the hatch. So that's where we're going with the car and where it's at right now. But in the meantime, we still do have Tom's car to work on. And more than anything, I just want to say thank you for being patient with me, and thank you for coming back and watching my videos. I know it hasn't been exactly what people have been asking me for, but at this point in time, I can't really offer that. I can show you like a clip of the car, but honestly, the car's just sitting, and it doesn't look pretty when it's just sitting. But what we have to do for Tom's car is we're going to do full body filler for those major dents. We have to wait for him to get the rear trunk panel, because I might have broken a little bit of it, and he might have broken a little bit of it as well, which leaves us with a totally busted trunk panel. So we gotta wait for that, and then we're going to paint the car. Not sure what color he wants to paint it yet, but definitely wants to paint the car. He's going to get some wheels in. You'll see those. I was on the edge at first, but after he showed me, it's actually pretty legit, so I'm excited for that. So, if you like this video, or if you at least like the ideas that I'm throwing out in this video and the transparency of what's happening with this 240SX, just slap a like on this video. It'll mean the world to me. Leave a comment, even if it's a hate comment, it'll mean the world to me. I'll just be like so happy. It's like, oh, this guy thinks I'm worth his time to insult. So, yeah. And also, last thing, if you really like the content or where this channel's going, subscribe, and I'll get to you next time. I hope that we have the car. All right.